High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas, and playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs Checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
something that we've not seen Olathe North do in a while, but Shawnee Mission East has been there and won league championships here recently.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the national anthem, sung by the best-dressed choir in Olathe, the Olathe North Winds Chorale, directed by Dr. Garrett F. They'll be singing Kirby Show.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. 4 days did that. Justin Hoover found out that he was going to get the job there, and I had a chance to talk with him earlier this week. He was on with us at Channel 9. We did a Facebook Live with him, and he talked about the struggle. He talked about how difficult that was, and the thing that he kept preaching was that we're going to be consistent and do a lot of the same things that Coach Bouchard was going to do before he took off, but then also introduce some new wrinkles, and it took him a little while to kind of get going. Remember, they dropped that first game to Gardner Edgerton, and Coach Hoover blamed a lot of that on some of the struggles of going through the coaching transition. But once the kids bought in and rededicated themselves to believe, they certainly they've turned it on since then.
And you know, one thing when I talked to him, he said was they made it a point to talk about winning one day at a time.
Yeah.
Just take every day as a new day, conquer the challenges in front of them for that day, and move to the next day. And that's about the only way I think you could do it.
It's important. It's, you know, sure, you ever. Yeah, no, you don't know. That's an easy one. No, certainly everybody wants to win a league championship. That's priority number one for everybody. Just like the Chiefs, they want to win their division. You want to win your league title, and especially the Sunflower League or the EKL. You want to have that banner and carry it with you into the playoffs. And honestly, if you win the Sunflower League title, or you're in second place the Sunflower League title, that should set you up for a rather good spot come playoff time. All right, take care, guys. Thanks. Sounds good.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
We can see.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer? Chiefs checking from Community.
This is our house.
Swole body.
This is our house.
This is our house.
This is our house.
is our house.
This is our house. This is our house. This is our house.
This is our house.
This is our house.
This is our house.
This is our house.
This is our house.
Standings in Kansas 6A high school football as they meet here in Olathe tonight. Hi everyone, I'm Rick Cole with Jeremy Crabtree, and Jeremy, it really looks like the high-powered offense running attack of Olathe North against the balance of Shawnee Mission East's offense. It's really the headline going into tonight's game.
Oh, you're right on the money there. They get it done in contrasting styles, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Olathe North averages 420 yards a game on offense, with 330 of that coming on the ground. They've also got 25 rushing scores. But the Lancers, they get things done through the air with quarterback Andy Maddox completing 58% of his passes. He's thrown for 854 yards and 9 touchdowns. They also have 2 big play threats at receiver, and Trey Eccles and Deontay Carroll. Eccles had 2 touchdowns last week against Shawnee Mission South. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these two contrasting offenses get done. It's going to be how the Olathe North defense and the Shawnee Mission East defense, how they handle the high-powered offenses that they face, is going to determine the game.
And Olathe North had a little bit better defensive performance last week when they played Olathe South. Let's talk about those quarterbacks again, because Andy Maddox is a 2-year starter, and he runs that balanced offense where it's really kind of a one-dimensional offense for Olathe North. Arlen Bruce, just a sophomore, but a tremendous runner.
Oh, tremendous runner. It should be his bloodlines. I mean, obviously, you hear the name Arlen Bruce, that brings back echoes of former running back Arlen Bruce, who played on the college level and pro level, and Arlen is next in line there, and the sophomore is dynamic running the football. You're going to see him used in a lot of different ways. He's a deceptive play-action passer, too. That's what intrigues me about how they will utilize him in the passing game, because you know Shawnee Mission East will try to be physical and stop him in the running attack. And you're right about Andy Maddox. We saw him last season, and he has just gotten better each and every week out. And last year he ran the football a lot because that was the offense that they ran at Shawnee Mission East. Now that Justin Hoover's in charge here, they expect him to throw the ball around a little bit more, and he's a big, strong-arm kid, so it's a nice fit for this offense.
History between the two teams, what's it been like?
It's been some great battles over there, so no doubt about it. For years and years and years, it was Olathe North, but Olathe North just beat up on everybody, and that was the tradition. But we've seen some great games between these two programs, 2014, 2015, state playoff games that ended up being outstanding battles. So I'm expecting another good one here. This is a key game for both these teams for Sunflower League seeding.
Shawnee Mission East won the toss, but they've deferred, and Olathe North will receive the opening kickoff here on a night that is a little bit humid, but the temperatures are dropping from a high of 83 today, and although it was a little windy a little bit ago, that wind has died down. It will favor the team moving from right to left, which in this first quarter will be Shawnee Mission East. The guy that can impress you with his leg is Parker Willis. He is the kicker for Shawnee Mission East. He has hit just about everything out of the end zone this year so far, except when they want him to place it in a special spot. He will kick off, and he indeed will have the ball and the wind to his back. So we are ready to go from the Olathe District Athletic Complex. I'm Rick Cole. Jeremy Crabtree is with us also, and it's the high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Here comes Willis to the ball, and he will drive it toward the end zone, and it hits the back line, and so out of the end zone it goes, and Olathe North will come out on offense. Arland Bruce, 5'11", 170, a sophomore, has rushed 86 times and only thrown 53 passes. So we expect to see him run the ball a lot, along with Damon Sanchez, a 6-foot senior who has 15 total touchdowns so far.
And it's an impressive offensive tech, and they got a big offensive line too. They like to run behind left tackle Brandon Pena, who's 6 foot, 250 pounds, big junior left tackle. How he does tonight, winning that line of scrimmage battle, will be a key in tonight's game. 2-Y-1
set. They fake the pitch, and then it'll be Bruce taking it up the middle, and he gets up to the 25-yard line, a gain of 5 on first down. That offensive line, Schneider is in the middle, the center, the right guard Gavin Jones, the right tackle Jacob Dice. On the left side, Michael Vernon and Garrett Schnur will alternate a little bit, and the left tackle will be Brandon Pena. They will go quickly here, and now Bruce checks the sideline signals, crouching in the shotgun. He goes from the pistol really with Sanchez behind him and a slot on the left side. The turn in the hand is Sanchez starting up the middle, tries to go to the right. He is nearly tripped up, but gets to the 27-yard line, so it'll leave them 3rd down and 3. Good effort there by Sanchez.
Yeah, managed to get something out of nothing because P.J. Sanchez, the left defensive end, did a nice job, almost wrapped him up, and P.J. Sanchez is somebody that we're going to probably call a lot tonight. He's very, very active. 25 tackles and 7 tackles for a loss this season. He's very, very active. Big kid, too.
Ashton Andino is the nose tackle. Lee Marshall is the end on the right side for Shawnee Mission East. Here's 3rd and 3 from the right hash mark. The fake handoff, the throw to the flat on the left side, struggling for a first down and just being pushed back a yard short. That's Elijah Williams, who is short, but let's see, is there a flag on the play?
Don't think so. That's it. But how about the interesting play call? That's 3rd and 3, and you think Olathe North running the football so effectively, they're going to line up and try to run right at you. But instead, they throw it into the flat, and big 3 and out looks like here for the Lancers defense to start this game off.
They are a half yard short, and so they will bring the punt unit on. Now, interestingly enough, they have a couple of different punters. Zach Willoughby Neal will be the rugby punter, and he lines up here to punt on 4th and a yard. He will be punting into a wind as he takes that step to the right and gets a squib kick, really. Hits the grass, rolls past the 40 in Olathe, in Shawnee Mission East territory, and then inside the 30 to the 28-yard line where it is down. So a really nice kick, but helped by a nice roll into that wind.
Indeed. And so now we saw the Shawnee Mission East defense stand up and make big plays. Now it's going to see what happens on the Olathe North side. They're very good up front on the defensive side. They've got some big guys up front. Jordan Baker, Matt Martin, and Braden Rice are all very active up front.
Andy Maddox will bring them out, and they'll have the ball on the east left hash mark. They have 1 back in the backfield. Tony Friends will get most of the carries, but they've been distributing it a little bit more here lately. Deontay Carroll in motion from left to right. The handoff is to Friends, and he pops it over the left side to the 30-yard line. A gain of a couple of yards there for Tony Friends. Only 5'6", 162 pounds, and a junior.
Very effective runner, though. 7 touchdowns. 58-yard touchdown run last week against Shawnee Mission South, and that was a nice run on film. He exploded out of the gate and really kind of helped set the tone early with that big run.
Rashawn Burney is considered more or less an H-back, but they've been using him more and more. He lines up on the right side, and again, Friends is to the left of Maddox for a 2nd down and 8 from the Shawnee Mission 30-yard line. Handoff, they'll go right side and get a couple more. Friends trying to fight behind the right guard, Sam Rada, and Cooper Lovelace, the right tackle. The center center is Joe Kraus. The left guard is Xavier Newman, and the left tackle Dan Scott for Shawnee Mission East.
Well, Shawnee Mission East is behind the chains here. 3rd and 6. That's not what you want to be for a team that likes to convert third downs in shorter situations. They're very effective on 3rd and short, but 3rd and long, that's not what you want to be early on in the game.
Martin, Baker, Reisner, the front three for Olathe North. The pass coming. Here's Maddox throwing to the right side. He's got the running back Friends out of the backfield, and he is close to a first down at the 38-yard line before being shoved out of bounds, and it looks like he has it.
Nice, simple pass for Andy Maddox. First pass of the game. Don't make it complicated. Get the ball to your running back. That's a glorified handoff in this offense, and it was set up perfectly. Blocked well on the perimeter, and Friends was able to scoot easily for the first down.
39-yard line of Shawnee Mission East, the Lancers' first possession. No score here with 8:49 left in the first quarter. Each team has had one possession. And here is Maddox, who is 6'4" and 200 pounds. Justin Hoover is, as you said, a quarterback guru, and this is kind of a prototypical kind of quarterback. Hand off his Friends, a run option to the right side, and he may have gotten to the 40-yard line, but if he did, it was a lot. And we'll give him a yard on that carry. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
We're already starting to see some gamesmanship here. Shawnee Mission East has got this offensive line is very physical, but we see Olathe North bringing in Jay Zarlingo, the big 6'2", 280-pound senior. He's up front now, so he's not listed initially on the 2 deep, but comes in early on here trying to get a push against this offensive line from Shawnee Mission East.
East at their own 40-yard line, 2nd down and 9. They bring a man in motion from left to right. It's Carroll again, and they spread 2 backs out. A little bit of a jet sweep, a pitch, and coming to the left is Friends, and he won't get anything. In fact, he's going to be thrown backwards. Let's see where they place his forward progress. It's going to be back at the original line of scrimmage, the 39-yard line. And now, Jeremy, 3rd and 10 for East.
Tremendous open field tackle by Savion Buckner, senior defensive back / linebacker. He's not very big. He's only 5 foot, 865 pounds, but neither is Friends. So he was able to scoot through there and make a nice open field tackle on that jet sweep in here. And now, big 3rd and long for Shawnee Mission East. Can they give Andy Maddox enough time to complete the pass?
They'll go 1 by 3, 3 wide receivers to the right side, the widest side of the field. Maddox dropping, lobbing left sideline, and just overthrew his receiver, Trey Eccles, down the left sideline around the Olathe North 25-yard line. So with the wind at his back, he airs it out a little bit, but now 4th and 10 for Shawnee Mission East with no score, 7:24 left in the first.
Yeah, and Eccles kind of gave up on that route a little bit. I don't know if you saw that. He had his defensive back beat, but kind of nonchalanted the route a little bit, and if he had maybe gone all the way, he might have had a chance to come out with the completion. But heck, hey, nice job by this Eagle defense to get the ball back.
Parker Willis with the wind at his back. A rusher comes at him. He's able to avoid it, and it's Devin Stoker taking the ball from the 16-yard line. Good punt, but Stoker goes to his left, gets out to the 25, the 30, and then the 31-yard line, running toward his left sideline. And so that is where Olathe North will take over. 7:11 left in the first quarter. Jeremy, each team's had the ball 1 time. What were you expecting? What have you seen?
I was expecting a little bit more offense from both teams early on, but Coach Hoover, Justin Hoover from Shawnee Mission East, he kind of predicted this might early on be a defensive game. He knew that both defenses have been playing very well, and Shawnee Mission East defense got the 3 and out on their first possession, and then we saw the Olathe North defense gave up 1 first down, but then locked it up there. So this is fun to see this defensive battle.
Sanchez will get the handoff for Olathe North. Goes right side across the 31-yard line to the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. We'll see where they place the ball. As he didn't get a lot, maybe 1. 2nd down and 9 for Olathe North.
Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of push right now from this Olathe North offensive line. The defensive line is winning those battles. I mentioned P.J. Spencer. Last drive, he came up with a nice he didn't make the tackle there, but his explosive drive up the field pushed the ball back, back to the pack, and a nice team tackle by the Lancers defense.
Jared Kendricks, the backup running back, is lined up wide to the right side. They bring a man in motion. It's Avila. And now the keeper, it'll be Bruce running to his right, and not much running room there. He tried to go wide, never was able to turn the quarter. We'll get maybe a yard and a half, and leave Olathe North with 3rd down and a long 7 yards.
Yeah, we see Olathe North trying to get to the perimeter, but they're not able to. Another great job by defensive end Leo Marshall. The other defensive end, he wrapped it up for Bitter. The the linebacker come up and make the big tackle. But they're trying to get to the perimeter with their speed, but right now they're just not able to make it happen.
6 minutes to 40-yard line, but he's going to be short of a first down by 2 yards, and fourth down coming up.
Yeah, another potential 3 and out. But hey, nice job by the Lancers defense. 2 3 and outs. That's exactly what Justin Hoover wants from his squad.
So no offense so far to speak of. Deontay Carroll is back, and taking a long run to the sideline. Willoughby Neal finally rugby styles it, but almost straight up in the air. It hits at the 41 of Shawnee Mission East and bounces back to the 37, 38-yard line, and that's where East will have the football with 5:11 left in the first quarter and no score from the Olathe District Athletic Complex. A reminder that Sports Radio 810's coverage is brought to you by Sports Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System, A&B CarStar, and Papa John's.
Interesting there, Willoughby Neal, as you mentioned earlier, both times here, he's the rugby-style punter. He rolled to his right, and he thought about maybe running for the first down, and fortunately, that's how well-coached both these teams are. Shawnee Mission East had it well defended, and if he had tried to go for it, he would have been stopped short.
Well, he got into a little trouble last week, had a punt block,
yes,
trying to do that, hold on to the ball for a long time. They'll break a running back out of a 3-man set in the backfield, hand it straight ahead, and Shawnee Mission East punches it out to the 41-yard line. And for the first time, we see Rashawn Burney, a senior who's normally an H-back, but as we said, they've been using him more as a running back, and he picks up about 3-4 yards.
Yeah, he's got 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. A little bit bigger, physical kid, 5'11", 210 pounds. Nice little counter to Tony Friends, who's a scat back at 5'6", 162.
Spread again, 1 wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Now the running back Friends will go out to the right side as well. Slant pattern over the middle. The throw is a little bit low. Did he catch that ball? I think he did. Noah Steele, who is a 6'6" senior and plays in the slot a lot of the times, does catch it in Olathe North territory at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, Noah Steele's not known for catching a whole lot of passes, but that was a heck of a catch, and Andy Maddox hit that slant route only where his big guy, yeah, he's a glorified offensive lineman, 6'6", 270 pounds, only where Steele could go get the football. Nice conversion there by the Lancer offense.
Again, Maddox will throw first down. He lobs down the right sideline, a step by the receiver, and caught down the sideline and then pushed out of bounds inside the 10. They'll mark it out at the 3-yard line, and the long completion down the sideline as Maddox went for a fly route, and I'm still looking and I can't pick up the number. Are you
I think it's Eccles. I think it was Trey Eccles, the big play receiver, and that's just a straight down the field to right. I'm going to take a 3-step drop, and I'm going to throw it. My guy's faster than your guy, and guess what? Eccles was. Nice play by this Lancers offense. Great job by the offensive line, giving them time to get that pass off.
Eccles had 2 touchdown catches last week, 27 and 42 yards. Now sets them up at the 2-yard line. Handoff straight ahead, and they go to Burney, I believe it is. From 2 yards out, he scores, and Shawnee Mission East strikes first with 4:09 left in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, they did kind of what we expected them to do on the first drive, open it up and throw the football. The long passes down the field set up the touchdown run. Great answer by this Lancer offense to open the scoring here in the game.
And now they will go from a formation, looks like an offensive formation. Now they shift into a kicking formation for Parker Willis. The holder is Ryan Bolin, and before he can get the kick away, there is a whistle. And let's see what this is. It is an offside against Olathe North, and that may change the thinking of Justin Hoover. Scott Westerstrom is our referee tonight.
Probably take it on the kickoff.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't move it, would they? Well, let's see. They are going to move it.
All right, well.
4:09 to play. They'll again line up for the kick. Cooper Lovelace, the long snapper, Bolin the holder, and Willis the kicker. And Willis puts it up and puts it through. 7-0. Shawnee Mission East leads it. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
I can take criticism. I will cry. I can cry. I'll cry a little bit, but I can take it.
No, I think we're good.
Let's win already!
Four touchdowns this year for Rashawn Burney, and it makes it 7-0 Shawnee Mission East. Parker Willis kicks off, and again, a wind at his back at about 10 miles an hour. He drives it out of the end zone. Shawnee Mission East, big pass play down the right sideline to Deontay Carroll, and then they don't fool around. They give it to Burney right up the middle, 7-0.
And it's not complex. If you're Olathe North on the defense side of the ball, you knew that was coming. You knew that they were going to try to get the ball to their fast receivers, and they just couldn't stop it that time around. Now, can the Eagles get Bruce going? Can they get him going? If he has struggles running the football, then this offense is going to struggle all night long.
Handoff straight ahead for Olathe North. They'll get a couple of yards maybe, but again, the middle of the line, Spencer and Dino, Marshall up front, Woods, Stottle, Moore, and Schlotty are the linebackers. They've been tough.
They have. They've been winning those one-on-one battles. Talked to Coach Hoover this week, and he said that's going to be the one that makes the difference is, can we win those physical one-on-one battles? Their offensive lineman versus our defensive lineman. So far, the Lancers defense is winning those battles.
Two wide receivers to the right now, a man in motion. It's a handoff, and taking it is Kendricks around the left side. He punches it over to the 30 for a first down and tackled around the 33 or 34-yard line.
I like Kendricks. He's not very big. He's only at 5'7". He might be 140 if he's wearing all of his equipment. Not very big, but boy, he is fast, and I love how they use him. Throw the ball to him, use him on those jet sweeps like that, and that was an effective play call. Finally, some good blocking by the interior of that offensive line.
Saw that a lot last week against Olathe South. Here is Bruce rolling to the left and cutting up inside. He'll get a couple more yards to around the 37-yard line. He may have picked up even more than that. It looked like 3 or maybe 4, depending on the spot. That's going to be just short of the 37. So second down, 7 yards to go. Olathe North down by 7 points, 2:59 left in the first quarter. Again, they'll go 2 by 1. The one on the left side is really an H-back. Sanchez and Bruce, the quarterback, now take a look to the sideline after racing to the line of scrimmage. In motion comes the H-back, Avila, and the handoff is to Sanchez, who spins his way for about 5. He'll get up to the 40-yard line and past it, maybe the 41 or 2, and leave them third down and a long 1, maybe 2 yards.
You got a man down on the field, Gavin Jones, the right guard.
He is a senior, 5'10", 245 pounds. We'll take a look at Gavin Jones, and we'll remind you to check out the Papa John's Pizza Fan Challenge. Now through Saturday, Shawnee Mission East fans can use the online promo code 810SME Lancers. If you're an Olathe North fan, use 810ON Eagles at papajohns.com and receive 30% off your order. 10% goes back to the Booster Club, by the way. The team with the most online orders will receive an additional 10% Booster Club donation. Better ingredients, better pizza. It's Papa John's.
I like me some Papa John's.
Papa John's is good. Papa John's
I like too much pizza. That's maybe that is a problem here. But last couple plays, we finally started to see some push by this Olathe North offensive line. First 2 drives, we didn't see it at all. First play of this drive, we didn't see it at all. Last couple plays, we finally saw some push there, and the Olathe North offense is cooking now. Instead of third and long like they've had on their first two drives, suddenly now they've got third and short. Then that's the type of situation this Olathe North offense has to be in. They can't be in third and long because they're not known for converting or having to throw the football.
2:37 left, first quarter. Shawnee Mission East 7 and Olathe North. The Eagles nothing, but the Eagles moving the ball for the first time tonight. Jeremy Crabtree is our color analyst. I'm Rick Cole. And Olathe North, during this injury timeout, they can huddle on the sideline. They're looking at third down and about 1. So different offensive styles, but North has not gotten the running game going until this drive. East got a big play up the right sideline and then punched it in from 2 yards out. Rashawn Burney, not the only scorer of the game here in the quarter. And they continue to look at Gavin Jones, who now has helped to his feet.
I think he's got a banged up ankle just by the way that they're looking at it and not putting any weight at all. Looks like on his right ankle. And that's a tough hit because he is one of their better offensive linemen. It's interesting. Olathe North is traditionally, they've never had big physical offensive linemen, but they've had smaller physical offensive linemen, and they just get after it. And Gavin Jones is another one of those guys in the line of good high school offensive linemen that they've had. They've got guys just 5'11", 5'10". You might look at me, oh, they're not all that good, but they are all tough as nails, and that's the one thing that Gavin Jones is. It's going to be tough, sad to kind of see him get off the field because he's an impact player for this offensive line.
And I believe what they've done is bring in Garrett Schnorr to play that right guard spot. So Schnorr will be in there at right guard, and again, Gavin Jones comes off and not putting much weight on the right leg. So hope he's okay. Yeah. That's not what we want to see, obviously. 2:37 left in the first quarter, and Olathe North third down and a yard plus.
That's a big play. This is a big play for the Eagles. They've got to get a conversion here and get some momentum going on the offensive side of the ball.
They will use an H-back and a tight end on the right side, 2 wide receivers to the left. The running back, Sanchez, and Bruce will take the snap. Hand to Sanchez, right side running, tries to pound it in there, and he looks like he is short.
Lancers are trying to say that they came up with the football, but either way, it looks like you're right. I think it is short.
It's a quarter of a yard short. They line up quickly for fourth down and less than a yard. They will be snapping it from the right hash mark at their own 43-yard line. Now they take a look and get a play. They've got to get to the 44, and they're the 43 3/4 yard line. They will snap it. Here goes Bruce to the left side. He has the first down and more to midfield and slightly past it down to the 49 of Shawnee Mission East. And they did it behind Michael Vernon and Brendan Pena on the left side of the line.
Oh, that's one of those things where they called the play from go up to the line of scrimmage originally and see what scheme the Lancers defense was bringing. They saw they were bringing pressure from that side, so they audibled and ran at the blitz, and it worked perfection. Arlen Bruce able to get to the outside and get that first down.
Chris McCartney is the head coach. He's more of a defensive guy, though. Their offensive coordinator is Brian McCall. First down and 10 for Olathe North. They'll try the left side with Sanchez. He bounces off a tackler on the left side and picks up 2 yards before being shoved out of bounds by Sam Schlatte. I believe it was a junior outside linebacker.
That was still second first down run, getting some nice push up the field. This is something that we come to see more of with this Olathe North offensive line. This is what we kind of come to expect with them. They are big, strong, physical, and they have not shown that much here until this drive here tonight.
1:32 left in the first quarter. Clock is stopped with the out-of-bounds play. Second down and 6. Handoff Sanchez going behind left guard, and he'll get 2 or 3 across the 45-yard line to about the 44 of Shawnee Mission East. East leads 7-0 in the clock at 1:20 and counting in the first quarter. North moves into a pretty strong breeze. It's been up to 15 miles an hour now, somewhere between 12 and 15. Again, 2 men wide to the right side with an H-back on that side. They will snap the ball from the left hash mark. Sanchez, the senior running back, is now off the left hip of Bruce. The handoff will be to Sanchez, and he'll follow the center. He's close to a first down and gets to the 40-yard line. It looks like it'll be fourth down and about 1. So they consistently run the ball. They're trying to go between the tackles, and they're facing 4th and 1 again.
Well, certainly nice push by the offensive line. Just couldn't get quite enough of the first down, but this is Olathe North football, the way it's being run right now.
Same formation, 2 wides to the right side, and a couple of H-backs basically, with Bruce now looking to the sideline, the sophomore quarterback. Brings the running back Sanchez to his right hip. He's going to use Sanchez as a lead blocker. He's got the first down and more to the 35-yard line and down to the 33. So they're not being fancy. Sanchez is the lead man. It's really a dive play for Bruce.
Exactly.
And a first down.
And that's Olathe North football right there. Not fancy. Never is. Has never been fancy. They used to run that out of the I formation for years under Gene Ware and Darren Sproles and all those other outstanding running backs that they've had for decades here. Now the quarterback is the one that does the running, and that's a nice push by the offensive line to give him the first down conversion.
2 seconds left in the quarter. They'll snap it one more time. Sanchez right side, and he gets virtually nothing as runs out. So we have reached the end of the first 12 minutes. A 2-yard run by Shawnee Mission East. Rashawn Barney is the only score. East 7, Olathe North nothing. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I was sure we were going to see lots of points.
Yeah, I thought we might too, but I like defensive battles too.
I do too. I get tired of a lot of.
We had one last week. We thought we were going to see points all over the place last week with Miege and Rockhurst, and it was great.
I'm going to try to sneak in the post-game promo when we come back.
Students, don't forget the 2018 homecoming dance is tomorrow night from 8 to 11. If you haven't yet purchased your ticket, check your student email for the online link, or you can purchase your ticket at the door. The dress is semi-formal, and all in-the-store students are welcome. Bring your ID and enter to the culinary entrance. Hope to see you tomorrow for a night at the gala.
Second quarter beginning at the Olathe District Athletic Complex. Olathe North has the football. Second down and 9 from the Shawnee Mission 33-yard line. I'm Rick Cole with Jeremy Crabtree. North down 7-0. The handoff to Sanchez to the second level. Cuts back into the defensive backfield and finally knocked sideways at the 15-yard line. So he'll pick up about 18 yards.
Nice job by the left side of that offensive lineman, Brandon Pena, and Michael Vernon. The left guard did an outstanding job pushing their defensive lineman up that second level and got caught up with the linebackers, and it made it real easy for Sanchez to bolt through their nice first down conversion, and the Eagles got something cooking here.
And they're getting some traction literally in the running game. It is Bruce with the running back Sanchez to his right in the spread. They'll hand it off on the jet sweep. Nope, Bruce is going to keep it. He cuts inside to the 5 and into the end zone from 15, make it 17 yards out. It's Arlen Bruce, and he has his 5th touchdown rushing of the year.
Nice play call, nothing fancy about it. Just fake the jet sweep that they've run a couple times. Linebackers bite on it, and Arlen Bruce scoots to the left side of that offensive line for a touchdown. That's the offense we were expecting to see, and nice job by the Eagles to respond after Shawnee Mission East went up 7-0.
Zach Willoughby Neal to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is no good. He missed it. And so Shawnee Mission East continues to lead it now 7-6 with the extra point try no good. Folks, don't forget to tune into the Bob Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, Rooter, and Electrical postgame show. Better call Bob. And you're listening to the high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Go right, left. Where was that? Right, left, or right? Right. Zach Willoughby Neal will kick off for the first time. The wind at his back, and it's a low liner that hits at the 15-yard line. Touched by an East player who almost stepped out of bounds and then tries to bring it back the right sideline. He stays alive to the 21, 22-yard line. I think that's was that Carroll or Eccles that brought it back. I think it may have been Carroll.
Yeah, either way, he almost cost his team some horrible field position. Kind of fielded it nonchalantly and kind of whiffed on the reception, then almost stepped out of bounds at the 11-yard line. It was awful close.
Yeah.
The side judge was watching it very, very closely, but still, almost disaster for the Lancers on that kickoff return.
Real quick, talking about special teams, Willoughby Neal had been 17 of 21 on extra points, but misses that one wide to the right. 7-6, East leads it here with 11:22 left in the half. It will be Lancers ball. Maddox, the quarterback, hands off a little read option. He's going to keep it. He's got it wide to the left side, and he's got a lot of running room to the 50, to the 40, and down to the 36-yard line. Andy Maddox, we talked about the running of Olathe North's quarterback. How about Maddox, the 2-year starter? He's a senior, and he has a huge run here in the second quarter.
Well, we've not seen that much from Andy Maddox this season. That was a play from last season when they ran the zone read, and he would take off with it a lot last season. We did not see that much this season, so give Justin Hoover a lot of credit, digging deep into the playbook early on after Olathe North scores to get something to get the momentum back on your side of the football.
And H-back goes to the left side. This play will come from the left hash mark at the Olathe North 36-yard line. Now the man in motion stops and will be the lead for Tony Friends, who runs it up to the 35-yard line and maybe the 34-yard line.
The more effective this Lancer offense can be at running the football, it sets up their short passing game, which they're known for. So we start to see the defensive backs creep up, linebackers creep up. Then they'll be able to exploit their one-on-one matchups with Eccles and Carroll at receiver.
Mason Pride made the tackle, an outside linebacker. A gain of a couple to the 34-yard line. Shawnee Mission East moves into the wind here in the second quarter with 10:17 to play, leading at 7-6. Again, left hash mark with one man to the left, two to the right. Handoff straight ahead, and not much running room there.
Not at all.
Jordan Baker in the middle of the line was the one they challenged, and that wasn't a good idea as it turned out.
No, not at all. Nice job by the defensive line. Linebackers came up and gave a great push. Also, A.J. Patel, the left outside linebacker, on a run blitz. They ran right into the run blitz. So now we had 3rd and long. And Andy Maddox has done well in a couple other third downs in this game. Do they open it up again and try to get the first down through the air, or do they run something underneath through the running game?
Patillo, second on the team with 39 tackles coming in for Olathe North. Here's the 3rd and 8. Maddox drops back under pressure. He spins away to the right, still looking for a way to escape, and finally knocked off his feet back at the 42-yard line or so, and getting to him with Jay Zarlengo, the senior defensive end.
But it was all set up by Matthew Martin, the other defensive end, number 9. Big 6'3", 220-pounder. Beat his offensive lineman, Cooper Lovelace, the right tackle, one-on-one, and was able to get into Maddox before he even had a chance to set the ball, set his feet, and try to throw the football away. Nice job by the Eagles defense on that third down situation.
Back at the 41-yard line, the punt team is out. Parker Willis will catch the ball. He's looking to throw. He flips a little screen. It's caught and run to the left side to the 30. First down as a flag comes down. He has the yardage for a first down at the 20, but there is a flag in the defensive secondary.
Flag, too. Another flag after the play. What they're going to get is illegal men downfield on the pass play because there were offensive linemen down the field, but there might be a late hit on that sideline down there, so very curious to see what happens. But gutsy play call by Justin Hoover and his staff. It worked well, but there were too many offensive linemen down the field. I think they're going to get caught with that.
I think it was P.J. Spencer that caught the pass. It was a little bit of a high pass from Willis, so Spencer did a nice job getting his hands on it. Yep, you're right. It's an ineligible man downfield.
After the play.
And then a personal foul.
Well, they're waving. You know, if you heard that from the white hat, they're waving the man downfield because the pass was behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, right.
And that's a great catch by the white hat to wipe off that call. But then how about the extracurricular after the play to get the extra 15 yards? And suddenly now the Lancers are in 1st and goal situation.
They will mark the ball at
maybe the 11.
Let's see. They haven't put that yard marker down. It looks to be outside the 10-yard line. We've talked about Scott Wetterstrom. He is the referee tonight, but he's working with Mike Koch, Stan Lopman, Sean Frazier, and Brett Cahill. And I think they can get a first down. It'll be inside the 1-yard line.
How about
just outside the 10.
How about that gutsy call by Justin Hoover to call the fake punt, and it worked to perfection.
3 men in the backfield. They'll send 1 man out. That's Friends, and they'll hand it to the other man, Rashawn Burney. And Burney inside the 10, maybe to the 9 is all. He got a 1.5 yards.
No, he wants another touchdown. Big physical guy. He had the 2-yard touchdown run earlier this game. He's the more physical runner for this Lancer offense.
8:24 to play, second quarter, 7-6 East over North. At the 9-yard line, second down, let's call it 8 yards, as East is threatening again. They have the 2 backs in motion, and again, they move Friends out of the formation, hand it straight ahead, and stood straight up, and pushed backwards, maybe a yard.
Not much at all. Nice job by the defensive line. Multiple guys won their blocks. Battles one-on-one, and 3rd and long now.
Mason Pride.
And it's Mason Pride who is credited with the tackle. Got a yard on the carry by Friends, but 3rd down, oh gosh, what do you say, around the 9-yard line? They've got to get inside the 1 for a first down, and of course, an extra yard from that would get them a touchdown. They'll send Carroll wide to the left as the lone man there, now joined by the big tight end, Steele, in the slot. He's 6'6", 270 pounds, Steele is. They look right, though. They'll throw right, and a little slant in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown from 8 yards out. They get it to Trey Eccles, who has his 6th touchdown of the year.
I was just getting ready to say before the play started that they love to run slants in the goal line situations, and guess what? They went to their bread and butter passing play. It was a slant pass. 1-on-1, Trey Eccles, very tough to stop in those situations. The senior receiver has been outstanding this year. 6th touchdown reception of the year now.
They will go for a single extra point here, leading it now 13-6. 7:24 left in the half. Parker Willis is on. His right foot is up and good. 14-6. It is the high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Olathe North Quarterback Club wants to thank our food partners that provide meals for our players. A big Olathe North thank you to Red Robin, Chewy's, The Other Place, Buffalo Wild Wings, The Rub, and Steve's Meat Market. Please help support these great restaurants that help support your Olathe North Eagles.
Oh, it's actually really fun.
Arlen Bruce is the talented quarterback for Olathe North. He's back in kick return formation, and Parker Willis just chips it up in the air toward his right. It's fair caught at the 21-yard line, and that is where North will take over. How about Bruce? He does a lot of different things. He's just an athlete, and he's back on kick return.
That's a great way to describe him, and I like the special team. Sets it up at the 21-yard line. Great field position if you're a Lancer fan.
He has done many things, including punting one time this year. Handoff is to Damon Sanchez, and Sanchez goes left. He's knocked off his feet and back behind the 20-yard line. We'll see where they give him forward progress, but he didn't get much.
That was linebacker Joseph Moore, and as Coach Hoover calls him, kind of the unsub. It was certainly a very impressive open field tackle because Sanchez is tough to bring down.
No gain on the play. Moore leading farther. They give it to Khalil Colors, a junior. Excuse me, it wasn't him, but it was Devin Stoker. Stoker, a senior, with the carry, and he got 2, maybe 3 yards.
No, that's how well coached this leverage and was able to keep the play from going big yardage. So nice job by this Lancers defense.
And 3rd and 7. Here's the snap to Bruce. He hands it to Sanchez going right, puts his head down, is knocked down. He got a yard, maybe 2, but it'll be 4th down and 5, and North is stoned again.
See, if you're Olathe North, you can't be in those 3rd and long situations, and they've been all night other than that one drive, and that one drive that they scored a touchdown on. So nice job here by this Lancer defense. Physical, tough at the point of attack on that drive.
Willoughby Neal is back to punt and standing at his own 32-yard line is Ryan Hess, a senior. Ball angles toward the right hash mark with the wind at his back. It bounces, takes a great roll inside the 20, and down around the 10-yard line. It's down to by North. Tremendous punt.
If you're Shawnee Mission East coaching on the special teams, you got to tell your returner, catch that football. You lost 20 yards in field position, and it was up there. Just catch it.
11-yard line, that's where they down it. And Shawnee Mission East leading at 14-6 with 5:30 left in the first half. Will have the ball again moving into the wind. Well, I thought it would be a high-scoring game. It may still turn out that way. But it's 14-6. Shawnee Mission East 4-1 against Olathe North 4-1 as well.
This feels like an important drive here for both teams. If Shawnee Mission East is able to get some points on the board here, open up a little bit of a distance, and if you're Olathe North, you got to keep them from opening some distance here right before the start, right before the end of this, the first half.
Andy Maddox hands to Tony Friends. He goes left side. He picks up a good chunk of yardage, a little bit more than 4 yards around the left side.
Tony Friends.
I've been surprised at how well they've been able to run the ball against this Eagle defense. I thought the Olathe North defense would be stiffer to the run, and they've not done a good job defending the run tonight, especially when we talked last drive when Andy Maddox had that huge 60-yard run. Got to do better against defending the run if you're Olathe East, or Olathe North. 2
big plays, the run that you mentioned, and then that long pass up to the sideline that set up the first touchdown for East. They lead at 14-6. Handoff comes right side this time, and up to the 20-yard line, close to a first down. Again, Tony Friends, he's 5'6", not the biggest kid around, a junior, but has 8 touchdowns, including one tonight.
Now he's able to follow left guard Xavier Newman, pulling from left to right on that trap play. There's a big lane for him to get through. Nice job by Tony to get the first down, or get almost the first down. I thought they had it, but now they're going to mark him short, 3rd and 1.
And Jeremy, I misspoke. He does not have a touchdown tonight. Man jumps on the left side of the line. That looks like
now they got a first
Martin,
down.
and that'll be a first down by penalty. And so the encroachment penalty. Martin on the left end is a senior. He's been a good one, but he got a little anxious that time. Leads the team with 3 tackles for losses this year. He also has a sack. They don't get a lot of sacks. Only 1 sack all year, and that was by Matt Martin.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate play if you're an Eagle fan, because they don't make many mistakes. They are very lightly penalized. Coach McCartney's teams do not get penalized, and right there, in a key 3rd and 1 situation, they jump off sides and give the Lancers a free first down.
From the 25-yard line, they'll go left side, and running out of room, trying to sweep his way around Tony Friends. Let's see where they mark him out. He actually got pretty good in yardage, Jeremy, 4 yards up to the 29.
That's simple. That's a pass play, but again, it's a glorified handoff in this Shawnee Mission East offense, and the defensive backs were blocked up very well on the perimeter, and that's a nice 4 or 5 yard gain on first down for the Lancers.
Shawnee Mission East 14, Olathe North 6, 4:32. The out-of-bounds play, the clock stops. 2nd quarter, back Maddox, 3-step drop out of the spread, throws left side, has his man at the 40-yard line, spinning, pulling a man forward, all the way down to the 47-yard line, Deontay Carroll.
Just simple pitch and catch. Offensive line gave him plenty of time. Andy Maddox had 0 pressure in his face. You're not going to put pressure on him. He can pick you apart. He's that good. A nice first down conversion to get the ball down the field. And suddenly now, if you're the Eagles, you got to be thinking of a way to get a turnover, because right now this offense from Shawnee Mission East is just cooking.
1st and 10 inside North territory, 47-yard line. Carroll has 3 touchdowns receiving this year. Maddox to throw again, wants to go long into the wind. He's got his man at the 20-yard line and down to around the 16. The long pass, almost a seam route it looked like, into the defensive backfield, and that one is complete to Trey Eccles.
Yeah.
So the two team, the two-headed monster, if you will, they've both been big on this drive.
They've been both big all season, and right there, Coach McCartney, you knew that was going to be a tough matchup for them. They knew that Eccles and Carroll were going to be tough to match up against, and so far, their defensive backs have not lived up to the battle. They've been putting their corners on an island, and they're not winning those one-on-one battles.
Shawnee Mission East leads by 8. They have the ball at the north 17-yard line, right hash mark. They'll hand it off to Rashawn Burney this time, and Burney trying to cut inside. Doesn't get much, if anything, and is pulled down. In fact, is going to lose about a half a yard to the